Yeah, I was going to call this drilling down on drilling down, but I think we can all see why that didn't make the cut. Plus, I thought the speed reference was appropriate because I posted this as a short yesterday and edited out some ugliness for time and ugliness. But I thought there's a useful lesson in the original unedited take. I could chalk it up to I'm crap at multitasking and the challenge of doing and filming at the same time, but this goes back to the real basics and not rushing things, looking at what's right in front of you, which means it's something you need to learn again and again. So I'm making handles to insert threaded rods into for a clamping system, and I've already drilled pilot holes, and here I'm doing the actual 3/8 inch hole for the rods. I've got the piece nicely secured. I've got my clever little, I don't know if you'd call it a cam clamp piece to stop the piece from rotating or lifting out. Watch what happens when I drill down. And spoiler alert, if you want to test yourself, turn off your sound now, watch, and see if you catch the mistake and how to avoid it. Then watch again with the volume on. Okay, so here we go. And there it is. So why did the bit get stuck? Well, keep in mind we're drilling dead straight into end grain. If this was typically cross grain, there would be almost no issue since the drill bit thread would slice cleanly across it. But here we're plowing head on through non-stop end grain fibers, so there's a constant pushback of dust. But here's the most fundamental part to consider. Drill threading is designed to cut through wood grain fibers, obviously, but don't forget it's also designed to pull and clear out those fibers as they're removed. And you have to let the bit do that. So it's especially important to back the bit out a little progressively as you're drilling through the material to allow the bit to clear the dust out of the way. When you don't do that, the dust gets sucked up into the threads and around the bit shaft and binds it to the sides of the hole. Now, that's not as big a deal when you're drilling the pilot hole because you're not hogging out nearly as much material. But I think when you get up to a 1/4 inch or more, you definitely want to back the bit off a bit as you go along. Now, it all came out fine in the end. The hole was square, straight, clean, so no harm. And the only foul was an inelegant process. And maybe a split second of stress as I realized things were going pear-shaped. But even that was still easily avoidable. In the end, I think the lesson for everyone, no matter your experience or skill level, is that mindfulness is fleeting. And when you're moving fast, it's even more important to slow things down a hair. So I hope that helps. Cheers.